One Piece.
Oh, bug disclaimer. If my tech service is bad, it's because I have shitty internet and, Verizon's good,
Yeah. He has moved, so for I don't know, like a couple weeks he's going off of data. So if it's semi not as good as usual, that's why. But let's go to One Piece.
I have to say, a lot of good chapters this week. Oh my god, wow.
Yes, definitely.
So
that laugh, bro. I gotta know. What's
I just love how it's just like Oda. This whole chapter was just so funny to me because I'd forgotten this was an Oden flashback. I did
you dumb motherfucker.
I forgot this is an Oden flashback. I was like, oh right, we're going back to Wano. This is about Oden, not about Roger. Bro, this week, bro, we get breaks with these chapters, and it's just they're so good. It's so good, right? Because now I know what happened. And see, now my point is making more and more sense. Because while Oden was gone, Kaido was already at Wano. Which means, why didn't Whitebeard or Roger come? But keep it fair that Roger did disband the pirates, but Roger and Whitebeard clearly loved this man, Oden.
Yeah.
And he was opening the border. So, okay, bro. So either Kaido just one-shot this man too quickly before he could even get some help out there, or what? Because while Oda was gone, Kaido was fucking shit up. And because here's what they say. Basically, they say that the country is becoming capitalism.
Yes! It's becoming capitalism! I've taught you so well.
People are working for low wages. Shit's
Did you see my tweet, bro? Did you see my tweet?
Yeah, I saw the notification for it. Wano is becoming America, mostly focused on wars and weapons and literally not paying people enough. And it's crazy
Legit.
Because Orochi is using Kaido for this shit. So it's fucking insane. So then they come in, they're like, oh, by the way, you know your wife, yeah, she got shot with a fucking arrow, and Oden is
That
pissed.
Was such a good moment, bro. There's nothing more pure than when you love someone that much and you see something like that, your fucking animal protect instincts just kick in, bro. And I could just see it in his face. This woman he fucking loves. He loves her to death. And then you see a scar like that, it's no, I'm seeing red. Logic mode is off. I'm going to kill. I love that shit.
And it's great because I don't get. See, one thing I have a somewhat of an issue with is I think this whole thing would have been more impactful
if we saw more of the relationship. I agree.
No, not even some more of their relationship. I was talking about something opposite. I was talking about more of Orochi and Oden's relationship because.
But that's the point is that they didn't have one. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but remember
because hold on, Oden, the clone thing was all bullshit. He wasn't a brother to Oden. Oden literally to Oden. This is clarified in the chapter. All Orochi was some random kid that worked for fucking the hedgehog hair guy that died. What was it? Yasue. He was just some random kid that was homeless, that was that had a job working for Yasue, that occasionally asked him for money. That was literally the extent of their relationship. It's said in this chapter, oh, that kid? How the fuck? He literally says, oh, we're close as brothers now? When the fuck did that happen? He was just some random kid that asked me for money and never paid me back. That's it.
All right, let me see, because it felt like Oda was trying to make Oden feel like he cared for Orochi. Maybe I read that wrong.
That was completely the opposite.
Okay, good. Okay, ignore my statement because I was about to be Oda, I don't know about that one, Chief.
I don't know where the fuck you got that from. Literally, this has been established.
I just took it the wrong way. I comprehended it wrong.
So page 11.
It happened.
Page 11, the bottom narration. Remember, because that's from Oden's. Remember, you do remember that the little squares are from Oden's journal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he says, "Do you want me to read it? Or are you there?" Page 11.
No, I got it.
Yeah. So he says, "Orochi was like a brother to me now," with a question mark. He's when the fuck was this? What? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, other than that, though,
well, hold on. Did you clear up your confusion?
I really like that shit.
Hold on. Wait. Did you clear up your confusion?
Yeah, I closed it up 2 seconds ago.
Okay.
Okay, so other than that, this chapter is very straightforward. I don't know.
There's a couple things to
it's a
talk about
very
for sure. If you got
very
nothing, I got some.
very big escalation, like extreme escalation. Like because here's the thing, right?
No more than all the other escalations. This chapter went from Oden fucking cooking noodles on the top of a dead guy to clashing with Whitebeard in like 2 chapters.
No, but that's not like serious escalation.
That's serious escalation. What are you
like
talking about?
No,
you are dumb.
I disagree with you.
Fucking hold on. Thurman.
No.
Clashing with Whitebeard, literally going to Laugh Tale. I sleep. Fucking Orochi, real shit.
No, Red, you must excuse Red. His Hunter x Hunter Senku Rick and Morty smugness is coming out. He doesn't understand what I mean because he's so smart he's dumb. Okay, so basically the escalation of what I mean is these past couple of chapters have been very mellow, very exciting hype, but not really a sense of like, oh danger. Shit. Like not no like it was mostly us as readers going through a fun journey with a bunch of people who aren't really, yes, in the manga they're going through danger, but it doesn't feel like they're danger because they've been shit stomping everything through. Like the whole flashback.
Right, it's been Roger and Whitebeard.
Yeah, it's been shit stomped throughout. So right now it's escalating to the point where this whole chapter it went from, oh, Roger's debating the crew. We're gonna see off Roger. We're gonna have one great time before we go back to Wano, and we hear Sea Kings and Shirahoshi and Luffy are being hinted at here and yada 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 yada. To I'm back. My wife got shot at through a fucking arrow. My country's in fucking dismay, and now I'm about to go kill Orochi. Like, the complete and serious escalation. Like, we went from fun adventure to, all right, bitch, now it's time to get serious. What the fuck is happening? Like, reality is starting to come back now.
Yeah, and, like, what I love about this, too, is there's so many things to talk about, right? So, like, I do want to go through just kind of page by page here, because there's a lot I need. One, immediately, Oda just no lube sticks it in. Shanks he comes back, asks something to Roger, and then cries. What the fuck was that? Like, do you realize what's fascinating about this is because it's from the perspective of Oden, there are certain things left out that only Roger knows. And let's be honest here, eventually, at the end of this series, we will get the Roger flashback, where we see more of, because the only chunk of Roger's life we just saw was the chunk that Oden was here for. Eventually, we're going to get a full-on Roger flashback. His birth, his childhood, his whole life leading up to this, and and the moments before his death. I think we're going to get that, and Oda is setting up, as he does with his godlike foreshadowing, what we're eventually going to get. Because there's moments here where it's like, Shanks asked him something. Shanks cried. Before he left the ship, he said something to Rayleigh, but I didn't hear it. Like, there's all these things that, like, Oda can totally expand upon later that fascinate me. Because, like, this is a big moment, right? Like, what we saw in this chapter was Roger leaving his pirate crew for the last time before he died. Because, and keep in mind, he says in this chapter, oh, hey, before I die, I want to go meet with Whitebeard. And we've seen that meeting. Do you remember? We saw that during Marineford. Yeah. That's the meeting that he's going to. So, like, there's so many, like, Oda's genius in how he does these flashbacks, because he gives us little puzzle pieces. He gives us, like, the top left corner of the puzzle piece, and then the top right corner of the puzzle, and he just fills it in over decades. So, like, he's leaving little gaps here where I know for a fact he's going to fill in endgame of the series, and it's awesome.
Yep. And on the regards of Shanks, do you know why Shanks wanted to be a pirate to begin with? You know really much about him.
Can you get a little closer to your phone if possible? Just because it was sounding good earlier and it sounded a little less good.
I am right here in front of my phone.
Well, just make out with it, buddy. I know that's your specialty.
Oh, baby.
Wasn't your nickname? Didn't it used to be like Make Out King, or what was it?
It was like best kisser in the multiverse.
Yeah, best kisser in the multiverse.
Multiverse. Yeah.
That is the hypest title. Because it's not even just the universe; it's the multiverse. That's great.
Oh yeah, I'm
old
good
school
at that.
Thurman, man.
Oh,
but
I
anyway,
hate it.
I don't know if we ever found out about that. Like, but it's just, like, and that is like, do you have any thoughts on what Shanks could be crying about here? Because, like, besides the obvious Roger's gonna die, but like they've all known that for a while. So yeah, it just says because obviously Shanks didn't go to Laugh Tale either. It's just he came back from Laugh Tale. Shanks came up to him, asked him something, and then he cried. That's what's weird to me. Like, he asked Roger a question. I guess whatever the answer was made Shanks cry, and I'm trying to figure out what that question could have been.
Well, I think what makes it thing is, was he crying sad crying or happy crying?
I mean, look at his face. It looks pretty sad to me.
Yeah, but sometimes people, when they laugh, they do like it's people are
that one looks pretty sad.
Sometimes people are when they cry, it's kind of like it depends because sometimes you can sideways you can play with that. Sometimes
you're right for sure, but I mean, like if you look up One Piece happy cries, like when it's a happy cry, it's pretty fucking obvious.
Yeah,
like they're usually smiling while crying. You know what I mean? Like look up. Like I'm pretty sure. Let me find a good happy cry.
It's just good to keep an open mind. This is One Piece after all.
Right. Like I think Bon Clay when he was like, goodbye friends. I'm pretty sure he had a happy cry.
Yeah, but he's not die. He didn't die.
Yeah, so we don't talk about that. If he doesn't come back, he's dead. Although I suppose since he's alive in the Impel Down, once they fucking disband the government, they'll have to free him or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, he's gonna come back eventually.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Getting out of the One Piece happy crying. Let's see what else we have. So remember how in the last chapter I was talking about that theory about like, hey, maybe they're laughing because they got to the One Piece too early before Shirahoshi was born and they couldn't make use of all the ancient weapons. That's kind of being backed up here, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I saw that.
They literally have like too early. Okay, how many years? 15 or 10, 15 to grow. You have the Sea Kings being like, oh, it's too early. We just gotta wait. Yeah. And then they literally say, see, we were just too early. Like, there's a lot of like little hints here Oda's giving.
So see, we were just too early. So I'm assuming Luffy's gonna probably have to take Shirahoshi to the One Piece then.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, I don't know. I mean, clearly, as we saw in the Reverie, there's a lot of people that are going to be important to Endgame, and now it's making sense why. Remember, Im-sama, he had a bunch of pictures, and one of them was Shirahoshi, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yep, Shirahoshi, Blackbeard,
Vivi.
What's the Vivi?
I think Sabo, maybe.
No, it was Luffy, Vivi, Blackbeard, and Shirahoshi.
Oh, okay.
Those four.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the vibe I'm getting is like obviously you have Luffy and Blackbeard, who are the two top contenders of actually getting to the One Piece. You have Vivi, who is the current princess royalty of the Nefertari family, who is the family that declined to become Celestial Dragons. So they're like the blood traders, essentially. And then, of course, Shirahoshi is unknown ancient weapon. So, yeah, I mean, makes sense.
You have to remember how the posters were like. Both Luffy and Blackbeard posters were fine. Vivi's posters were stabbed through, and Shirahoshi's poster was cut up.
Oof. Really? Is that how it went? Are you sure?
Yeah, you can fact check me if you want.
Which one was stabbed again?
Vivi.
Well, obviously, and obviously we know that something happened to Sabo and Vivi. A lot of people think they very well could like say. I'm thinking that Vivi's dad's gonna be dead. And then because they wanted to like cleanse the Nefertari family, but then they got Vivi's dad. They didn't get Vivi, and then they probably reported it and blamed it on the Revolutionary Army. You see what I'm saying? So like how it would make a lot of sense for that'd be basically akin to like if the United States went over, killed some motherfucker, and then blamed ISIS on it. Like, and by the way, I'm not fucking sympathizing with anything, any terrorist group. I'm just making an example. A government just needs someone to blame that is their enemy. Boom. You know what I mean? It's very easy to do. It's happened in the past. So, like, I could very well see them fucking, like, Revolutionary Army did it. You know what I mean? Which is probably what, because when Dragon and fucking Koala were like, no, there's no way Sabo could. Maybe there's, like, a false reporting that Sabo, like, killed Vivi's dad or some shit. That's always been a theory I've been hearing floating around.
I like it actually.
Yeah. Other things. Let's see here. Let me see. Oh yeah, of course we have my son. You don't have one yet, which is obviously what he's going to do with his last little bits of life. He's going to slam that whammon. I don't remember her name though.
We find out that Roger had not one child but two.
Oh, you think that's going to be a reveal somewhere?
No. I'd laugh if that was the case. I'm pretty sure
he laughed.
Well, but I'm real. Like, no. Like, could you imagine? Otis is like, oh yeah, by the way, Ace had a brother or sister or whatever.
So hold on a second. Ace's mom was named Porcus de Rouge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm just imagining like a meme, like Rouge. Roger, did you wear a condom? Roger, he laughed.
He laughed.
I have to spread my genes somehow. Now hold that baby in you for 2 years, bitch.
By the way, the whole, Ace having a brother or sister is obviously debunked because she died as soon as she gave birth and she held Ace in for 2 years.
Yeah, Thurman's trolling.
So, that's clearly obvious.
A moment I fucking adored was because obviously we're seeing what's actually happening, but we're also reading Oden's account of it, and I love it when they didn't match up. Like when he's like, obviously because we're all men and we didn't shed a single tear, and then the picture's like,
yeah. They're all crying like, oh,
I love that. Like literally, I read a great Twitter post about how like One Piece is one of the best manga for like breaking down the stereotype that men can't cry. I fucking love that.
Oh yeah.
And that obviously happened many times and then of course fucking really sad where Oden's like, why, they shouldn't be crying. It's not as though I'm dying or anything. I was like, oh god.
Oh my god. So I really enjoyed this chapter, man.
I do have one more thing to mention here, before we get into like final thoughts. So on page 7 of the official manga app.
Official manga app.
Yeah,
that's a shirt.
That's a shirt. Okay.
Support our Patreon for a free manga.
We don't have a Patreon. Listen, if we are ever gonna have a Patreon, it's because I'm gonna be putting out fully edited shit at least once a week, and that means your ass has to film with me more often.
Ah, that's great. So that's also gonna be a shirt. It's even like my avatar and your avatar. My avatar is like support our Patreon. You're like, we don't have a Patreon.
The shirt, the we don't have a Patreon shirt.
Yeah, bro, like all you gotta get.
Oh, that's so many levels of meta. I can't even.
You trying to just commission this thing, right? So we have my avatar and your avatar side by side. I'll be like, support our Patreon. You're like, we don't have a Patreon.
Can I be like anime angering and like fucking like hitting you with a fucking like anger mark on my forehead?
Sure, I guess.
I thought that was the plan.
Yeah.
Don't you fucking took the wind out of my sails there. Gotta make it anime as fuck.
I do that.
Yeah. Obviously him coming back, reuniting with his family is wholesome. I'm a big fan of like Momo having like, yes, father. Oh, you have manners now. Welcome back, scoundrel. That was funny.
Because they're still pissed about.
Yeah, as they should be. Now one moment I have to go on is and this is just a running gag at this point. I'm overusing it on purpose, but fucking incel Rizo.
I wish I had game. Oh god!
Like this happy moment between fucking Toki and Oden. He's just like, I'm so jealous. I wish I had game.
So now we're just gonna every character in a manga review that does that, we're just gonna call them incels.
That's the new joke. Bro, it comes from a place of once being almost an incel. We all go through it. We all say, I'm ugly, therefore I'm self-deprecating, but I'm not going to do anything about
it. Yeah.
That's literally, oh my god, look how ugly it is too.
Except we don't blame, we don't blame women for it. We blame ourselves for it. We just don't do anything
We're just
to fix ourselves.
self-deprecating assholes that don't want to do anything about it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not as ugly anymore. I'm getting better. Although I'm aging. See, I'm in this like constant loop of like I'm now finally losing weight, but I'm also like 25 years old, so I'm like I gotta hurry before I get too old.
Too little, too little, too late.
Yeah, because I mean, who wants to fuck like a 25-year-old virgin? Like no one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, no one.
Oh god, Thurman, we're gonna have to fucking at some point we gotta lower our standards and just come together, you me.
I mean, I'm a real. That's why everyone around me, is telling me to hurry up, lose your virginity.
At 30,
At
you and I both just give up and fucking date each other. We just bite the bullet, learn to like dick.
at 30, it's just meant to be.
Yo, that's the rule. We're setting it up now. When both of us are 30, if neither of us have gotten laid yet, we just have to fuck each other.
I'm sorry, but that's kind of not possible because I already promised myself by age 25, if I have not lost my virginity, I'm losing my virginity.
So you're buying a hooker, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Listen, first of all, weak. I'm sitting over here 25. I ain't buying a hooker.
I mean, because here's the thing, right? Like, when I think of losing my virginity, I don't think I'm gonna have sex like all the time, right? Because here's the thing: when I lose my virginity, I guarantee you it's probably the only time I'll ever have sex.
Oh, that's so sad, Thurman.
So I'm gonna know what it feels like, and I'm gonna live my best life. So I can be like, oh yeah, I had sex.
There's two options. Either one, the sex you buy is gonna suck because you suck at it, and then you're gonna be like, masturbating's better. Or two, it's gonna be so amazing that you're gonna be like, I can never live with just masturbating ever again, and then you become like a hoe.
Because I mean, people don't think about that. Like, people think about like, okay, you have sex once, but you have to. I mean, you don't have to, but you're gonna want it again. And if you're not the best looking guy, then
I have a funny feeling, just knowing how you are, that you're gonna suck at it and you're gonna fuck something up, and it's gonna be more trouble than it's worth to you. You're gonna be like, so much. My hips hurt and my knees hurt because I gotta be on. Just masturbate.
And I'm gonna have to pay for sex.
Yeah, I gotta pay money. Like, I just have a feeling you're gonna be like, nah.
Pay again. Just keep paying. It's all right. I'm gonna try again for the 5th time. I will satisfy her.
Oh, that's gonna be like your gambling addiction.
Yeah. Not even just for myself, just to make the girl feel like, give the girl.
I will make her come, goddamn.
I will make her come. I will make her proud of me.
That woman would be the smartest fucking woman in the world. Like, didn't make me come. You want to try again though?
She's gonna give me a grade. All right, come back next week and let's see if we can raise that.
It's like a fucking Zelda mini game. Like, nah, you didn't get all the points.
just come back, study up a bit. Watch the video on this video, and then maybe you'll turn that D
maybe
to
you
a
can
B.
Make me come. Maybe.
Woo! Oh
genius.
yeah,
don't fall into that trap, bro.
That's going in the channel trailer. That's great.
Oh yeah. All right. Let's see here. So yeah, and then obviously what we saw, where it's just he's like, I'm sorry, what? Why the fuck is everyone obeying Orochi? Because the whole clone thing. He finds out that they threatened his family, and he's now just fucking charging. And at this point, he's like, hey, you don't want to fuck with me. Kaido's gonna come, and he's like, oh wait, you're crazy. So what happens here? What happens now?
So I think we're coming to the end of the flashback now.
Oh yeah, no, this is gonna be the moment where obviously that scar that Kaido has, we're gonna see it be inflicted. The one time someone's cut Kaido.
So I want to know, did Kaido stomp him, or was it like a even fight and then?
Oh, I have a funny feeling Kaido mostly stomped him, but he got like one good hit in as like a fuck you. You know what I mean? It's like when someone stomps someone in anime, but they do a slice and they get like a nick on their face, and it's like, how dare you?
I would put Kaido almost at this time anyway on the same level as like maybe Roger or Whitebeard.
Oh yeah.
So and
maybe not Roger, but Whitebeard at least.
Well, I mean, Whitebeard and
Roger seems to be on a whole nother fucking level. Because, like,
I mean, I'm gonna be real. But via scaling, Whitebeard and Roger are even.
No, it makes no sense though. Because, like, look,
so
Roger. Hold on.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Okay, so via scaling, Roger and Whitebeard class, and they're known as even, right? Whitebeard and Kaido were on the same crew and technically known as equals. Plus, Garp and Roger fought all of them at the same time. All that crew.
Proving Roger's better.
I mean, he needed help to fight them all. 2 people, okay?
2 people versus the entirety of the Rocks crew.
With his crew, Rayleigh was there.
That's true, but like they clearly outnumbered them. And like at the end of the day, yeah, like fodder aside, and I'm not saying they're fodder, but like it's Roger's fodder. You got Roger Garp versus Big Mom, Kaido, Whitebeard, and that Rocks guy. And the other thing, you gotta understand this. Just from pure what we saw with Oden clashed with Whitebeard. Whitebeard was sweating. Don't even deny. Go back and look at the sweat. He was sweating. King of Lightning brings it up every fucking video.
And
then Roger clashes. We hardly even call it a clash with Oden, and he flings him across the fucking island.
And then Whitebeard comes up and then evenly clashed with Roger.
We didn't see the end of that clash. It could have ended with like, you know.
See, the scaling does not lie. Okay, so I'm not arguing that.
I can say mostly even, but I think that there's like Whitebeard and Roger. It's a difference between like if we were fucking power scaling on a fucking tier list thing. Roger is like S, like S times 6, and then Whitebeard's S times 5.5. Like, I'm talking like the tiniest, babyest difference. There's a difference. Roger's definitely more powerful, just by a teens. Like, we're talking like high diff, extremely high diff. Roger would, like, if they fought for like six weeks straight, eventually Roger would win. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about.
Okay, now that you explain it that way, I will kind of agree with that.
Okay,
I will concede on that part just a little bit, high diff.
Because Oden's clearly like top commander level, right? Like either one of them. Like if Whitebeard wanted to, he could have flung him too. But the fact it's just how easy Roger did it. It like really made me think, oh wow.
So.
But yeah, at this point now, what I'm curious about is obviously, you know, he's like charging at Orochi to slice him in half, like right now. And there's no way Kaido's going to get there that quick. So, like, I have a feeling now Kyoshiro's going to pop in. Because obviously we know, but like, well, I don't know how old Kyoshiiro is though, but like, the only one we've seen up to this point that always protects Orochi is Kyoshiro. So is he still a thing? Because he's got to have someone to protect him right now until Kaido gets there. So, like, what do you think?
Yeah, man, I just don't know. It's too many. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna wait for the next chapter.
Bruh. Welcome to being a reviewing channel. Fucking use your brain a little.
I have no thoughts. This is just fucking.
He never has any thoughts.
Oh, look at him. I guess.
And that's both the thoughts in your head and the thoughts that aren't in your bedroom.
Yeah. So.
Come on, that was funny. Thoughts. Okay.
I don't know. I'm not gonna succumb to your charming peer pressure. I'm going to say either Kaido's gonna come in or someone from Kaido's crew, or something like that. Someone has to intervene because I feel like
Orochi is in bloodlust mode. There's nothing you could say to stop him. I'm sorry, fucking Oden.
So, okay, well, I think. That's a piece for me.
You didn't give your number rating, bro.
I'm doing it right now.
You said peace. Peace is the cutoff. When you say peace, I'm
gonna say 8.5. 8.5.